Hi there, I'm Karen McCarthy and it's time to Karen-ize. Today's Friday when we do some crafting, and today's crafts have to do with bees and birds. The birds and bees, I don't know. Anyway, I do bees and honey and birds for part of the summer, so I needed some more creations for my new decorating. But before we get to it, I just want to say a quick thank you to my subscribers. Love how you're helping me with your thumbs up and your comments and shares. It's so appreciated. So without further ado, and if you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you join us. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so project number one is one that's been sitting on my shelves for probably 2 years maybe. I'm finally getting around to it. So this is not a transfer that I think is even available anymore. It was a chalk couture, and these are some of their surfaces, and this honeycomb fits, I think, perfectly on this surface. So these come already painted, so I don't have to do anything to them. Let's just put one out of the, well, let's put them both out of the way. First thing we do, if you have not done, you can get Chalk Couture Magnolia Design. That's the company I'm with right now. And I've seen them on eBay also. Silk screen self-adhesive transfers. So that's what these are. So everything you see white is the silk screen. So you can see we can get all kinds of little distress marks and all kinds of things that you can't get with a traditional stencil that's just a wide open hole kind of thing. Let me get my scissors. I'm going to cut the components apart. Oh gosh, my hands are shaking. Well, I had a piece of cake a while ago, and I don't usually do sugar, so that's probably why. We'll see if that affects the crafting. And the next thing I do is grab a Sharpie and write on the back what it is. So this is the bee, and this is Oh Honey, and this is the honeycomb. And we do that for a couple of reasons. If you've watched my videos before, you probably already know. This side is just kind of paper. It's not glossy. The side that the transfer goes on, or the stencil, is glossy. Excuse you, Jude. You're my dog sneezing. And so it helps me if I put the words here now, then I don't accidentally put the transfer back on the wrong side, and then it sticks a little bit too much here. Plus, you can see we have several different transfers out, and sometimes when I'm doing a project, I have all my transfers in files, and I pull from this file and that file, and I have a bunch of different ones and a lot of similar sizes. It just helps to make it easier to figure out what backer goes on. Because when we get done, we just take these to the sink and wipe them off. We have special erasers that work really well, but you can use a sponge as long as it's not, like, you know, flaking off. I've used my hand. We wash them off both sides and then put a sticky side up to dry, and then put the backer back on, and it's ready for another day. So there's your quick lesson there. So let's grab one of these. I'm going to do the honeycomb first. So I'm going to grab, you can use a towel, your pant leg, but I do have one of the fuzzing cloths here, and my chair is rolling away from me, with me. All right, so I'm going to, because they're self-sticking, we want to get some lint on the sticky part so it doesn't stick as much to the surface. Let me just cut this off. It's always in my way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the label. I do that with my clothes too. You know, in the old movies, it used to be very significant if you didn't have, if you had like a murdered body and their clothes had no tags, the tags had been cut out, because I guess everybody did or had tailors make their clothes. Well, I never have tags in my clothes because they itch. Now this one doesn't, it's brand new, but it doesn't feel as sticky as some. So I am not going to have to fuzz it too many times. Just gonna put this in my lap for now. Let's see how I want this. I think I'm gonna put it like this. You're gonna smooth it on so that all that teal part is sticking, and then you don't get the bleed through that I used to get so much bleed through with regular stencils. Get any air bubbles out. And then I'm going to use, this is a Magnolia Design. I have a little bit of everything because I've been with a couple of different companies, but quality-wise, they're very, very similar. This is called Spiced Pumpkin. spiced pumpkin. Very pretty. Look at that. So I'm going to grab a stir stick and just stir it up. It's chalk paste, not paint. So it can start to dehydrate even when it's closed. And you want it to be, this consistency is really good. So you want it to be like cake batter, yogurt, something like that. If it does start to dehydrate, you just add some distilled water. Use distilled water because tap water can have things in it that will mold or mildew. That's not pleasant when you open it up and it's all molded. Molded? Well, I guess that's the word. Okay, I'm gonna grab a squeegee. Just get some chalk paste on my, you hear noise in the background. My dog always has to be really close, and he's making a nest over there with a fuzzy blanket. He loves fuzzy blankets. So I'm just gonna wipe that through until I don't see any more. The surface is white, so the white that I'm seeing now is the surface, so I wanna make sure that that is all covered. Oh, you know what? I was going to add a little bit of, this is Shimmer Harvest, and it's got metallic flakes in it. So I did want to put a little bit of that out here. I forgot about it right there. I don't know if it'll show if I go over the other one. I just want to kind of dot it on just to give it just a little bit of interest. So now I'm gonna dot this all over. Oh, now he decided to go into the bedroom. All my bed pillows have to be on the floor for his nest, my decorative ones. He's crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna work that through. Normally I could just put it right back in the container. Since I am actually mixing two colors, normally I wouldn't want to do that, but they're so similar. It's just a little glittery on the one that I am going to put it back into the regular jar, the pumpkin spice jar. Normally I wouldn't do that because you would see the big difference, but with these two colors, not so much. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab it in the middle, not on a corner. If we grab it from a corner, if you're a sewer, you know that the bias, this would be the bias, and it could distort the transfer for next time. And there we go. Now I just have to let it dry, and then I'm gonna do something different. Now, since I'm doing the same colors on this other one, I don't have to wash the transfer. I can just bring it over here and figure out how I want it. Just a sec, I can't talk and think at the same time. Oh, now I got it all over my hand, so just a second here. If you watch my videos, you know I do that a lot. Okay, I wanted to stick the metallic one on first so I don't forget. Oh, I'm gonna use this side and just kind of smooth it on there better. I don't want to do it with my finger this time because, or my hand, because I don't want to get that much paint on me. Okay, I'm just going to dab that all over the place. And then get my pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is one of my favorite smells, especially for winter. And one of my favorite flavors, like for a coffee. Okay, wipe it through. So of course I like this color. All right, wipe it back in there. Now, when I'm not doing a video, I take this over to the sink and wash it right away. The quicker you wash it, of course, the easier it's going to be. But since I am videoing, I am just going to take this off and hang it on the side of my table here. And let me wet my hand a little bit, see if I can get this off so I don't get it where I don't want it. Some people can do painting and crafting and stuff without making a mess, but I don't happen to be one of those. Okay, I am going to scrape anything off the sides and get it right back in the bottom here. I'm going to do 1 spritz of distilled water to keep it from dehydrating if I don't use it again real soon. The rim seems to be fairly clean, so it's going to get a tight seal. Now, with metallics, we do not, so the shimmers, we do not add dehydrated water to them. They don't seem to dry out like the regular ones. The metallic flakes must do something to it so it doesn't dry out. But I'm just gonna set those aside, re-wipe my hand off, and let's see if this one's dry. Not quite, so I'm gonna grab my little gun. And last time I did this, I think it's because this new camera stand is so much closer. It was pretty loud, so I apologize. I'm gonna not talk during it because I can turn the sound off and put some music on if it's too bad when I edit. So we're gonna go on to the next project, which isn't exactly honeybees, but it's very summery. If I can get this open, and that is some birds. I love birds. I have all kinds of little bird figurines and things like that. I would love to have like a parrot or cockatiel or something, cockatoo, but we aren't able to do that. That's a pretty good surface. I might keep that. It's cardboard, but I could do something with that. So waste not, want not, right? And that's how we become a hoarder, but with craft supplies. Oh, you know. Okay, so I have these different designs that came, well, they didn't come with it, but they were made for these birds. And the cool thing is I don't have to decide. I can do the floral ones on one side, turn it over and do the words, and then if you have it somewhere where you can see both sides, it's great, or you can just flip it around when you get bored. So, oh, these must be to put the wings on. All right, I'm gonna put those there so I don't lose them. Let's go ahead and get this out and mark the transfers. Okay, get my pen. Let's cut them out first. Oh, these little pieces, I certainly don't want to try to guess where they are and write on the back, but they're all connected still. Somebody asked me one time how many times you can use these transfers over and over, and you know, it just depends. I know that every once in a while they come and they don't have quite as much sticky as other times, but they still seem to work pretty well. And I know I did, you can do this anywhere. I've done it on my kitchen cupboards, and I had a little kind of a leaf design that I was putting around my cupboards. I have some open areas in my cupboards, and I was putting them around that. And I think I used that thing at least 25 times, if not more. And it was still sticking. But even after the sticky starts to leave, you can get stencil adhesive spray and put on the back. And so they can last for a very long time. I'm only going to do one side on the video, but I will show you what the other side looks like. I'm going to have my birds facing. You could do it this way, but I'm going to have my birds facing. So I'm going to start with I'm going to do flowers. Oh, the flowers are made to go this direction. So there we go. There is a way that you can change the direction, and that involves just spraying this right side with some of that glue and then putting it down and being very careful because you've got the sticky here, and just doing it over the sticky part. I don't know if that made sense. Someday I'll show you on a video. Okay, let's just put this on here. Okay, and we'll get the little one. Whoops, little flowers. I forgot to show you what I'm doing. I'm just putting it on here and lifting it up and fuzzing it. I don't have enough room here to move things out of the way anymore. I have another project on my larger table, and it's taking up all the space because there's many components to it drying. I'm very lucky. We turned our downstairs family room into our hobby area. My husband built a really nice workbench for his reloading and fly tying, and put a sink in it for me. And then I have the rest of the room for my craft area. And I hold workshops here, so I needed quite a bit of room. Okay, babble, babble, babble. I'm going to just do, we call it a hot mess. So I've just got several colors. I think I'll use this one. Now I haven't opened some of these. Now this one is Shimmer Orchid, so it's a shimmer. So I don't have to worry about it drying up. This is that Shimmer Harvest that we were using with the honeycombs. And this one is Shimmer Pumpkin. And I bought these pastes several years ago for the most part, so whether they're still available in these exact colors, I don't know. This one's called Raspberry Sorbet. And this one has started to dehydrate, so let's see if we can reconstitute it. It might take a little more time than I've got right here. So I just add a lot of distilled water, and I get a more substantial stirring stick. I don't know if I have been in frame. If I haven't, I'm sorry. The way this phone mount goes, I have to have my phone upside down. So I can't look up here and look into the phone anymore. I have to stand up and look. So I'm trying to stay in frame. Okay. This isn't that creamy consistency, but it is good enough. I had 2 or 3 years where I couldn't craft at all, and when I came back, my chalk paste was like solid cakes. And I worked and worked and worked and could only get them about this consistency, and it still works. It still works fine. All right, so I'm gonna show you hot mess. Let me get this one out of the way. We're gonna do this little guy first. So I'm going to get a different squeegee for every color. So what did I do? Here's the one that I used for this one. So I am just going to dot. We kind of did hot mess on the honeycomb. You just couldn't see it very much. I'm gonna, where are my lids? I dot that there. I've got a little bit of shimmer ones, and then I've got, ones that aren't shimmer. Or I guess I've just got one that's not shimmery. Put that back in there just to, sorry, I got distracted. Just to give it just a little bit of difference. And I'm gonna squeeze that in there. Just want to be careful. See, I've got different colors on there. I want to be careful if I dip back in here not to get the other colors in this paste. Sorry. For some reason today I cannot do 2 things at once. I thought I got some on my arm, but I guess not. Okay. Just gonna wipe that off because it had some other color on it. Now I am just going to work those through. The more times you pass over it, the more the colors are going to blend. Now that's a big waste, but I'm gonna have to because it's all kinds of different colors. I put way too much paste on here. Forgot it was such a small surface. Okay, and it's always a mystery when you lift it up what it's gonna look like. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? Love it. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing with the little guy. Let's get him over here. Make sure it's sticking on here. Grab my paste. Try not to do such big clumps. I can put something down and a minute later I don't remember where it is. So if you see me going like this, I'm looking for whatever it was that I just put down. I gotta wipe this one off. There we go. Get a little of this Raspberry Sorbet. It's such a pretty color. All right, what color am I missing? The gold. Or the shimmer, what's it called? Shimmer Harvest? Yeah, Shimmer Harvest. All right, oops. I almost put some Raspberry Sorbet in that jar. That would not have been good. And there we go. That one turned out even prettier. Can you see? Oh, see, I think I'm going off camera. Okay, so there are the birds. They are drying. Let's see if, yeah, this is dry. You want it dry. I'm going to put another transfer on top, put something on top of this design. So you want it to be really dry. Okay, so I am going to use the Oh Honey on this one. So let me just get the transfer off. Why am I having so much trouble? There we go. I'm gonna go down onto my fuzzing cloth. I know you can't see that, but okay. Yeah, this whole transfer doesn't have quite as much. It still feels sticky, but it doesn't make that whoosh sound when I'm fuzzing it. All right, I am notorious for not being able to put things straight, so I do things at an angle on purpose usually. So I'm just gonna put this right here. I'm not gonna press it down really, really hard because I don't want any of this, the previous chalk paste pulled up. So I am just going to get some black and work it through. I love these projects because they make you look like you're very talented, and you really don't have to be. I mean, there are people that do the most amazing things. I don't do things that take that much time. All right, there we go. There we go. How easy, right? All right, I just need to get a new wet wipe. I got just a tad bit of stuff on me. Okay. So I'm going to put that one over here to dry. I'm going to bring this one, and on this one, I think I am just going to put a bee. I might put a couple of bees. Let's see. We'll start with one, and then we'll see if I want to do more. And I put my fuzzing cloth away, so I'm just doing my pant leg. Oops. No, it has enough sticky on that it sticks to itself. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the bee right here. Just work that black all the way through, and voila. Oh, I wish this was live and you could tell me. Should I do another one? Two more? I think I'm gonna do, whoops. Oh, I got black all over. Arg. Oh, just making it worse. All right, that's where my bee's gonna go. Right there. Just cover that up. And if you want to be super safe when you're doing two things, or one on top of the other, you can spray it with a matte sealer, and then you can wipe off stuff easier. This one is not, the black is not coming off real well. So that is because I had some black on the back that I touched it with. Well, maybe I'll just put another bee right there. That's not where I had intended on doing that, but there we go. Now you can't even tell that I had a mistake there. Now, if you're doing this on a chalkboard surface, or if I had sprayed this surface with a matte sealer before I even did anything, you can just wipe it off and start over again. But I don't think it would wipe off real well right now, so I just camouflaged it. All right, so there's the two bee projects, or the two honeycomb projects. Oh my goodness, I'm such a mess. Okay, I'm going to go wash my hands and we'll come back and do the wings. I wanted to show you real quick. I just washed this, and sometimes when you're using a chalk paste that has a lot of pigmentation, like the black, it will leave stains on the transfer, the stencil itself. But as long as you have everything out of the silkscreen area, it doesn't affect the performance at all. So let me put this to the side and we're going to work on the wings. I decided to do just 2 colors on the wings. And I'm going to use the Shimmer Orchid and the Gold, or the Harvest. I keep calling it Gold, but it's Harvest. And you know what? Where are the little, here we go. I think I'm losing my mind. I was just gonna put chalk paste right on here. Okay, I'm gonna do the polka dot. Wasn't there? I thought there was another one. Well, I'm gonna do the polka dot on the big one. So let's see, where's my big bird? He's here, so his wing will go this way. All right, so let's put the polka dot there. Get a little fuzzing on here. All right. I'm gonna do almost like stripes, I think. Do it like that. Oop. A little bit here, a little bit there, and then I'm going to wipe it off this direction so that I don't completely merge those colors. Let's see how that turned out. Oh yeah, pretty. All right. So I think I'll just make this little bird match that one. So, whoops. Oh, well, I can use this same transfer. Let me use this to get it down. Even though it's sized for the other one, I can use it for both so that the wings match. Whoop. Maybe move it up a little bit. I think I'm in frame, but I could probably be more in frame, huh? Ay, ay, ay. Don't get it on your shirt. This stuff doesn't always wash completely out. All right. There we go. All right, so those are done. Okay, I decided to do different colors and a different technique on the other side of the birds. So I'm back. I'm going to do an ombre. And I'm gonna turn him upside down. It's gonna be a little confusing because with an ombre, all you do is put it on. I forgot to say you want to work fairly quickly when you're working with chalk paste because it will dry and then it will actually peel up with the transfer. Shimmers take longer to dry, so you have more lag time. I'm going to leave just a little bit of space and put the next color. And then I've got, this is the only one that's not metallic. I didn't see another metallic that I wanted. I could have put some glitter in this, I suppose. This is, it's kind of like a seafoam green. It is called seafoam. How about that? And I'm going to bring this kind of around this way. And then I'm going to repeat the pattern on the tail. Oops. Put it on top of the wrong one. A little bit of space. And then I'm just going to get my finger barely wet. I don't want it real wet. And I am going to just merge those colors where they're together. using a different finger each time I have a different color combination. This is one of my favorite techniques. I really like it. I guess that's this one. Lost track. And this one. Okay, wipe my fingers off. And, oh yeah, isn't that cool? Can you see it? Let me turn him around. So cool. I love that technique. They're gonna be really cute with the wings on. Woo! So I will just heat up my glue gun and put the wings on when they're completely dry, and I'm done. Okay, 2 super quick projects, and then we're done for today. This is Honeybee Farms, established 1894. This is a easel chalkboard that kind of got messed up, and I repainted it. It looks kind of, we'll see. I think I had something on there for quite a while, and then when I took it off, it left a real big shadow. If you wipe it off of a chalkboard in a fairly timely fashion, it doesn't do that, but this had probably been on for a year, and so it did leave a little shadow. I'm trying to get this straight. I know I'm the queen of crooked, but this one we're going to do straight, and I did not write on the back here. This must be the first time I used this. We'll put Honeybee Farms. You should see by my sink, we've been doing so many projects. I've done like 2 or 3 videos today to try to get a little bit of ahead because life's going to get crazy. And so I have so many transfers over there. I am so grateful to have written on the back of them because it would be a challenge. Okay, I am just going to do this flat yellow. This yellow is called, oh, the Spice Pumpkin. How could I forget? And I'm not going to do anything creative. I could do different colors, but I am just going to go one color straight across, make it super fast, super easy, and it's still going to be cute. I will probably do a little bit to give some dimension or something to the frame. Sorry, I was having a brain warp. I'm having a lot of those lately. We'll see what this looks like. Yeah, it definitely needs a little something else. And I'm going to grab my black. We are going to, I was going to do something by hand, but I'll be right back and we'll have something to do around the frame. Okay, I decided to put this around the edge of the frame, and then I have some little, they're not buttons, they're little bee stickers. They did get them recently at Dollar Tree, but I got mine on, I think, Amazon. And I'm going to put them also. I wonder if I can, nope. I was hoping I could do top and bottom at one time, but no. This is going to be a little challenging just because of the easel on the back, because it's going to want to rock. Now this transfer has been used quite a bit, so I didn't even have to fuzz it. All right, let's just grab some black. This black, I should have watered it down a little bit. It's kind of thick. It will work though. Oof. I'm gonna go all the way across. There we go. And I will do it on the bottom also. Ooh, I've got some black paste that's coming through on the other side, so I don't want to use that same one again. I'll use a different one. I just put something underneath so I didn't get any black paint on the legs of the easel. I may decide to do this on them also, who knows. Yeah, definitely need to water this black down. I had it sitting open for a bit while we were working on other projects, and it started to get thick again. Alrighty. Yeah, see? It's a good thing I didn't do that. All right, I am going to go wash the transfer so I can do the sides and be right back. Sure how many to put. I just put one at each corner, one on two corners. See, here's when we should be doing a live, so you could give me, of course I wouldn't be able to see it anyway unless I had it. I guess I could have it on my computer next to me. Let's just kind of play a little bit. Do we want a couple? I know I don't want them all facing the same way. So many variables. I have these bigger ones, but they are actual buttons, and I don't know, maybe just a couple of these big ones. No, you can't make them face different ways. I don't really want them to face the same way. Let's see what happens if I put a couple on the corners. Well, I keep getting stuck in my fingernails. Or maybe 3 in a corner. No, I don't like that. But maybe 2 in the corners. Just to add some more of that yellow onto the frame. Okay. I was really excited to see these and the ladybugs at Dollar Tree. I think I had to order these online. Last year we were doing a honeybee gnome. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to do it. Now they have little stickers. Whether these stickers are going to be real sticky and work, I don't know, but we'll start out that way. If I have to hot glue them later, then I can. Okay, for this last project, I'm going to show you how you can really get creative. At least I think it's pretty creative. I'm using just a piece of scrap wood that my husband had. Looks like it's something from, like, maybe making a cupboard or something. But it's not wide enough to put this whole thing on. So I'm going to show you what you can do to just change it up a bit. So I'm going to just fuzz this on my pants. This one's pretty sticky. I've used it at least once before because it does have some stains. All right, I'm going to put the word honey as far over as I can. Let's see, I want to put it up just a little bit higher. Oh, now it's too high. Good thing about this piece of wood is I can actually see it pretty well through the transfer, so I can see if I'm too high or too low. I think I'm just going to leave it right there. I am only going to do honey, and I'm going to do it in the pumpkin spice. Got a little bit of that harvest in there because there's a little bit of sparkly, which is fine with me. I like my sparkly. I don't really like glitter. It gets everywhere. I mean, I love the look, but when you're crafting with it, it gets everywhere. We would do it at the youth center, and I mean, months later, we'd still be finding glitter, even when we cleaned every day. It's crazy stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna peel that up, and that looks really cute. Now, what I'm going to do, and I'm gonna dry this real quick with my gun, because I might be getting some of the transfer over this when I'm trying to do this next part, and I don't want it to still be wet because it will definitely pull it up. I don't have to worry about down here, but just over here. Whoops! It definitely wasn't actually dry. Really messed that up, so I'm going to put that H right over the top, if I can. If I can see it. And I'm just going to redo that one spot that I got my fingerprint on. Okay. Oh, that made it quite a bit darker. Kind of looks good. So, all right. I don't know if I can line this whole thing up really well, but we're going to try. There. I kind of like it twice. This is a finished piece of wood, so if I messed up by doing this, I can just take it over to the sink and wash it off, and as long as I do that right away, it's not going to be a problem at all. But I did like how it showed up when it was a little bit darker. Get it on there really well. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, I guess I'm just going to try to be very careful. So I am going to go at an angle and put sweeter right here. And of course I forgot to get the lid off my black. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to take this off. Cool. Oh, see, I'm a comedy of errors, and you just need to watch so you know what not to do. I did spritz quite a bit of water in here before I shut it up, forgetting that I was going to use it again. So let's just mix it up really good. Oh yeah, it got pretty thick. I think it's so full. I think what I did, if I remember right, I had a little bit of black left in something, and I put it in here and made it really full. And obviously they were both kind of dehydrated. Now look what I did. Got a totally black fingernail. Okay. Get another squeegee and put sweeter. I just don't want to let that fall on the other stuff. And put that down. And then is going to go right here. And now I want to keep it from getting on both of the words. They weren't doing a video, and I didn't want to keep stopping the camera. I would probably just let that dry, but I am just going to do it like this. There we go. So, after that all dries, I will clean up these little smears. Whoops, I forgot, you're right side up. Can you see it? Let me see. There we go. Well, I can't quite get it in frame, but don't ever throw away scraps of wood because you can make really cool things with them. All right, thanks for watching today, guys, and I will end this video with some pictures of the finished products.